Well, the most important metric for us at Channel 4 is obviously the audience, but understanding the reasons why the audience is consuming the TV and AV content. I think it's more about an understanding, a deeper understanding of those audiences rather than just counting numbers now. Although the counting numbers is important from a trading perspective, the planning perspective of understanding how to reach that audience is fundamental.
So for us, probably the most important metric, if we can get it where possible, if we can work with advertisers in partnerships we have with them, where we've got campaigns and we're putting together cross-media partnerships, where possible, if we can understand their own data, their own sales data, be it acquisitions or be it through sales, that we can then start to map against our own activity, then we can really start to understand ROI. And I think that's what we're really aiming to achieve.
Okay, so what do I consider to be the most important metric? I would say that would be awareness, but also measures of long-term brand health, such as intent to purchase, likability, and so on.
I think the most important metric, to be somewhat boring, is exposure, because it is in many ways the hardest thing to measure in a multi-device world, and everything is built on that. So if you can get someone in front of your ad, you've then got the challenge of getting them to engage with it, like it, and potentially buy. But the first challenge is a definite measure that you have been exposed to the advertising content in the first place.
So I think the most important metric around TV advertising is understanding effect, understanding impact. At the end of the day, all advertising is undertaken with an end purpose in mind. We put creatives together, we get very bright people in a room, we work out an audience we want to get in front of, but all of it is designed to drive a behaviour, to drive a next step. And by understanding the effect that our advertising is having, we can make much better decisions about how to improve and how to optimise going forwards.
So how important do I think data is to the future of the industry? I think there needs to be a sensible blend of magic and maths, whereby yes, data is important, but we need experienced people who can turn that data into actionable insights.
Data is always has been and always will be important to the industry, because it's how we sell our results to clients. I think what we need to do is to probably take a step back and see exactly what data we have got and exactly what we would need. And at the moment, I think the industry is crying out for someone to come up with a meaningful measurement of volume.
I think data is essential to the future of the industry. We're in a great position in terms of the amount of available data, providing we don't lose sight of the fact that people can be different in different situations. Me watching television, me listening to the radio, me reading a newspaper, I'm in a different mindset, a different receptiveness. So long as we're able to take account of the fact that all media are not even at different times of the day, raw data and its analysis can be hugely effective in targeting advertising.
In terms of how important data is back to the industry, data is going to be fundamental to the way in which broadcasters adapt to the way that platforms are changing, how audiences are moving between content, getting registered users via platforms like Channel 4 has been absolutely critical to how the future is being mapped out, and it will both add to the understanding of those audiences and help us understand what content they're likely to be consuming in the future as well.
So I see data being important today, but increasingly important to the future of the industry as we go forwards. Partly that's because TV as an advertising medium can never be seen in isolation, and it is the case that many other marketing channels and advertising channels do exist, and many of them will make claims about effectiveness, about impact, based upon data and knowledge and understanding that they have. For TV to maintain its preeminent position, I think it's important that we retain a position within the industry that says we can bring information to life, we can bring insight to life, and we can use that to drive decisions going forwards. Further than that, I think as TV broadens its appeal and becomes a micro-targeting as well as a mass-targeting medium, an ability to tie back the data around engagement, effectiveness, becomes increasingly important as well in that world.